So I just wanted to give you guys a quick tour of this house that we just bought. We bought this house just about a year ago. It's a farmhouse built in 1885. And this is the room that we've done already. So I just wanted to show you that before I tour the rest of the house. And I'll insert a picture of what it looked like before. So there, we left the ceiling open. We drywalled, we insulated and drywalled and took all the plaster out. We left, these lights were here already. So we left them, they're really cute. We left all the baseboards in trim, obviously, painted it green. This is peely green, and this is pewter, revered pewter. These are both historic colors. And then I put some of my artwork here on the wall. And then this is a direct vent that goes to the upstairs, which I'll show you in a minute. But so this is the living room, and these are the floors too. So these are the original maple floors that I just lightly sanded them because I wanted them to still have that kind of old look. So I lightly sanded them and I just polished over them. But I'll show you the next room that we're working on. And this used to be the dining room, but this is going to be the kitchen now. So this, I'll put a picture of what this room looked like before as well. The lath and plaster up, you can see it here, lath and plaster. And then there's the drop ceiling that was just drywall. But this room had a drop ceiling that we took down, and a plaster ceiling that we also took down. We had to support, so there's two main beams that support the upstairs. There's one here, and then there's one kind of in this room over here. It was sagging a little bit, so we did put supports to hold it up. We reinforced them from the basement and then up, and it's the same for that other beam. And then these floor joists, my husband's already done it here, and I'll try to get a better look, but see, these are the floor joists, these joists that are notched into this beam. But see how far apart they are? So there's one, there's two, there's three. So we had to put, these were actually the old 2x4s that were holding up the plaster. So when we took the plaster off, we moved those up to kind of replace where those extra joists would have been. So this is a fresh one, this is a fresh one, and these are originals. And we did have to shim it a little bit because some of these are bowed old house, so we had to shim some of them. But here's what it looked like. We haven't moved them up here, so you can see here. So that was just holding lath and plaster. That was just holding lath and plaster. There's a floor joist just holding lath and plaster, and then there's another floor joist there. And I'll show you the upstairs. So this is gonna be the kitchen. These walls are so cool too. These walls are really neat, and I wish we could leave them exposed, but we can't. We're not gonna expose the ceiling either. We're gonna drywall it all the way up to this beam because there's a little bit of space. So we're gonna drywall up to that beam and then leave the beam exposed. And that's gonna be a pantry. And we're not sure what that room's gonna be just yet. The wood stove's gonna stay. There's going to be a large island in between these two beams. There's going to be the fridge, stove, and cabinets over here. It's pretty much just going to be the stove here, and then some kind of antique cabinet on this wall is what's going to be in here. So it's going to look nice. And obviously these are laminate floors, but there is a section, oh, it's too dark to see. There is a section where we pulled up some of the floor. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to salvage it or not, but we'll see. I'll show you the upstairs now so you can see the difference here. So these are the stairs. Kind of deadly stairs going up here. So this is the room that we're going to put a bathroom in, and this is where we really noticed the floor really spongy. There's just not enough floor joists, and you can see that other beam from the top here and how the joists like tie into it, right? But see, there's like one joist, right? Like there's just not enough, so it makes the floor move. Here you can see the underneath of the lath and plaster. And here's the old laminate that's upstairs. So there's laminate and then plywood. Someone's put plywood on top to stabilize the floor. But this is the bedroom right above where I showed you that we have kind of stabilized it. So I haven't done anything with this floor yet, but I will be sanding and refinishing this floor. All the way upstairs I will be. But we've taken all that movement out of the floor. It feels really, really good. It feels really good. So we're gonna do this all the way upstairs. We're gonna take this laminate and the plywood off, and we're gonna restore the floor up here. So it's gonna be exciting. This floor in this room might be too far gone. We might just, this is gonna be a bathroom anyways, so I might just scab some of these pieces for the rest of the room. So there's the other side of that vent that we just saw upstairs in the bedroom. So there's two. So this would have been for an old stovepipe, which is why it's got all of the plaster around it. So there would have been an old, this is a pellet stove, but this would have been like an old cooking stove. And then that would have been the exhaust. And this was just a direct vent to help heat the upstairs. So we're actually gonna take this down today. And we're gonna leave those tentatively open. I have to find, if anyone has any leads, I have to find some vents that match. I'd love to find another square one like this, because it actually opens and closes, which I think is really neat. I'd like to find at least one more of those for the other bedroom, and then something kind of similar to this one to actually put on the ceiling. This one's really nice. It has a matching one on the other side that opens and closes. But unfortunately these ones just had the one real one, and then the other ones that were here were just fakey ones, so we just kind of thrown them out. But so we will be taking this down today, and I'll probably update in like a week or so to kind of see what's going on. But it's looking really, really good. Looking really, really good.